To this day.
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 What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning pay-per-view boycott. Okay, a lot of people has asked me, how do I feel about PBC's pay-per-view? What's going on over there? The news that pretty much was blown over there about the PBC, Al Heyman, Floyd, Money Mayweather, and the rest of the gang. And people are asking me, what do you think about boycotting the pay-per-view? This is what I feel about the boycott, or people boycotting pay-per-view. I think boycotting is too stringent of a word. Boycotting a fight with fighters is not cool. Even though the pay-per-view, and we know what's going on over there. We know the money is kind of funny. The change is kind of strange. I get it. And then therefore they're pushing it on pay-per-view, but they're doing that for a reason. Something's going on with the money. So the last thing you want to do is to boycott something that the overall reason that something is on pay-per-view is to get the fighters paid, because the networks don't want to kick in the cash to support the two fighters. So therefore they throw it on pay-per-view. Now, are a lot of these fights pay-per-view worthy? No. But if they're not worthy of pay-per-view, who says you have to buy them? Okay, that's one thing. Having a choice not to do something is one thing. But supporting a boycott, that means you're going out of your way. You're supporting the idea of not buying something, and you want others to follow your own ideas. You're going out of your way to stop people and making it a movement on not having this fight, which is wrong, because these guys still train. They still put their blood, sweat, and tears in the ring. They still spar. This is their job. They still risk their lives for this same job, even though this is not the ideal fight. No. Keith Thurman needed a tune-up fight. He ain't been in the ring in almost 3 years. Mario Barrios is coming off a loss. That is like an appropriate thing. Is it pay-per-view worthy? No. But to go out of your way and say, hey, you know what? Let me boycott. Hey, let's boycott. Let's make a picket line on how we feel we should boycott pay-per-view. No, I don't think that's the way. I think numbers says a lot. So for whoever feels that way, they should do that. But to make it official or make an announcement to try to discourage boxing, that's all you're doing at the end of the day. That's no different than when people tried to boycott the Zone, Counterpunch, or Triller, or even when Al Heyman had free TV on TV, right? They wanted to do the same thing. And I'm like, well, why are you, Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya joined forces to try to stop Al Heyman for putting it on free TV because they're so accustomed to it being on pay-per-view. Okay, now we're trying to get rid of pay-per-view. Now, are we trying to get rid of all our pay-per-view or just the PBC's pay-per-view? Now, that's the question you ask yourself. Like, what type of boycott is this? Is this a boycott only against Al Heyman? Or is this a pay-per-view overall approach or attack on pay-per-view, the platform? Because the Zone was a platform. Triller's a platform. Those things are platforms. And they were attacked as well. Now, you could argue and say, well, hey, that's what they get for trying to attack the Zone. It's not about what is this and what are that. They all were wrong for it. And whoever wants to boycott pay-per-views wrong, because there are going to be fights that are pay-per-view worthy. At the end of the day, all BS aside, they're going to be fights like Tyson Fury, Wilder 3. That's pay-per-view worthy. Okay? It just is. Now, should it be lower? Yes. But again, you have your own mind, so you don't have to buy it. And then for the people that don't, the numbers will say so. It will tell the story. So hopefully then they will recognize like, hey, maybe we need to approach this in a different light or a different manner. Let's go down with the pay-per-view. See, because a lot of people don't understand that are not Americans. Pay-per-view is very expensive over here. Okay? And I hear people complaining about pay-per-view all the time in the UK. But if you guys did what we did or paid what we paid, you guys probably wouldn't even buy any fight or either fight for that price. Capitalism's a mother sucker, right? So I say this. Promote boxing if you care about the boxers. Okay? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay? That's what it's about. This is boxing, and I'm going to promote boxing. I will never say, hey, boycott this. This is not right. The only way I would boycott anything like that is when they do not pay the fighters. And that would be overall wrong. But to try to go up and stop a boxing match from happening, you're stopping their overall growth of the sport. Okay, because so if you boycott it, the fighters won't get paid because the fighters' pockets are at stake, not the networks. They're already rich. So when you say that, you're making people or you're causing these fighters to have to take pay cuts due to someone. Hey, boycott, boycott, boycott. But you don't understand. These fighters need to get paid. These are fighters. You think Keith Thurman, that you think that money that he made from Pacquiao is still the same way it was 2.5 years ago? Hades, no, it wasn't. Absolutely not. So at the end of the day, these guys still got to fight. They still got to get paid. If you don't want to watch it, just don't watch. But to support a boycott, to support an organism that tries to strip away the essence of boxing altogether, that's wrong. Okay? And that's another approach. That's another way to do things. Okay, so I wouldn't do that because trying to boycott one platform is just as bad as trying to boycott another. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on the pay-per-view boycott issue. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.